You weren't invited because you'd overshadow her, Dad said, explaining why I missed my sister's baby shower. An event I had unknowingly funded through a family account she'd had access to. $11,400. I found the withdrawals on a Tuesday. By Thursday, the account was closed, the card canceled, and a dispute filed. Her thank you cards to guests bounced. The Venmo link I'd unknowingly funded was frozen. Her Mo called me furious. I said, I wasn't even invited. My name is Melissa. I'm 28, and on the internet, I'm the one with the cute life. I'm an influencer. Which sounds glamorous until you realize it's mostly me waking up at 6:30 a.m., doing my makeup under a ring light, filming a morning routine twice because my cat knocks over the matcha, and then answering emails about brand contracts while my friends with real jobs get to clock out at 5. Online, people think I'm confident, like I'm always in control. In my family, I'm the background character. My little sister Hannah is the golden one, the responsible one, the one my parents talk about like she's a public service. If I post a campaign that pays my rent for 3 months, my mom says, "That's nice, honey. But are you going to do this forever?" If Hannah sneezes, my dad acts like the family should gather around and clap. Growing up, it was always like that. Hannah got the new shoes for school. I got, "Be grateful you have feet." Hannah got praise for being so mature. I got reminded constantly that I was a little dramatic. And I learned how to be useful. Not loved. Useful. I was the one who figured out the family group texts. The one who booked hotels for vacations because you're good at that online stuff. The one who set up Mom's iPad because you understand technology. The one who paid for little things because it was easier than listening to my parents sigh about money. I told myself that was normal, that every family has roles. Then Hannah got pregnant. And suddenly, everything became The Hannah Show, Season 1. My parents started talking about her baby like it was a royal heir. My mom sent me weekly nursery updates. Look at the swatches. Look at the crib. Look at the tiny socks. I smiled. I sent heart emojis. I played my part. Then last month, I found out Hannah was having a baby shower. Not from Hannah. Not from my mom. Not from an invite. I found out because my Aunt Carol posted a selfie on Facebook with a caption like, "So excited to celebrate Hannah today," and I saw it while I was half asleep scrolling in bed. I sat up so fast I almost pulled a muscle. I texted my mom. "Me? Baby shower? Today?" No reply. So I called. She answered on the third ring, and I could hear people in the background. Laughter. Clinking glasses. Someone yelling, "Open this one." My stomach dropped. "Me? Are you at Hannah's baby shower?" My mom did that pause she always does when she's about to say something that makes me feel crazy for asking. "Mom, Melissa, don't do this right now." "Me? Don't do what? Ask why I'm not invited to my own sister's baby shower?" More silence. And then my dad got on the phone. Like it was a business call, like he was annoyed I'd interrupted. "Dad, you weren't invited because you'd overshadow her." I actually laughed, like a short little sound. "Me? I'd what?" "Dad, you know how you are. Loud. Attention. Your internet thing, we wanted the focus on Hannah." I stared at my comforter like it had answers. "Me? Dad, it's a baby shower. I'm her sister." "Dad, it's not a big deal." That phrase. That exact phrase. It's always not a big deal when it's me. Then he added the part that made my face go hot. "Dad, be mature. Don't make this about you." And in the background I heard Hannah's voice, bright and sugary. "Who is it?" My mom whispered, like I was a problem to manage. "Mom, it's Melissa." She saw a post. Hannah said, loud enough for me to hear. Oh my God, of course. And then my dad ended the call. Just clicked off. I sat there with my phone in my hand and this weird buzzing in my ears, like my body couldn't decide if we were crying or fighting or laughing. And the stupidest part? A tiny part of me still wanted to believe there was some innocent explanation. Maybe it was a surprise and they forgot. Maybe the invite got lost. Maybe... Then Aunt Carol texted me a photo later that night. It was Hannah in the middle of a decorated room holding up a balloon that said "Babby Boy" like she was on a magazine cover. My dad was behind her, smiling like he'd just achieved something. And the caption from Carol said, "Look at our girl. She deserves the world." I stared at that photo for a long time. And I thought, okay, so I'm not family. I'm just inconvenient. I didn't know yet that I was also funding it. I need to explain the family account because I can already hear people typing, "Why did she have access?" and "Why didn't you notice?" Trust me, I asked myself those same questions while staring at my bank app like it had betrayed me personally. A few years ago, my parents started this whole thing about family emergencies. It started after my dad's truck needed a repair, and he acted like it was the Great Depression. We were sitting at their kitchen table, and he was doing that dramatic paper shuffle with receipts. Dad, we're not getting any younger. Things happen. People have medical bills, cars break down, Mom. Families help each other. That's what families do. Hannah was there too, nodding like she was in a board meeting. And then my mom looked at me like she was about to assign me homework. Mom, Melissa, you make good money sometimes. You should put away a little every month. It'll help all of us. I said what I always said. Me. How much is a little? My dad didn't answer directly. He did the vague guilt thing. Dad, whatever you can. We're not asking for much. Hannah, it would just be smart. You know, for stability, which was funny, coming from the person who had my parents pay her phone bill until she was 25. But okay, so I agreed to a family account. The setup was this. It was under my name because my credit was the best. My parents were linked because transparency. Hannah was authorized because she was family and could help in an emergency. I remember the banker asking, "Are you sure you want multiple authorized users?" And my mom laughed like it was silly. Mom, oh, we trust each other. We're family. At first it was fine. I put in money every month. Not a fortune, but enough to build a cushion. Sometimes my dad used it for something like tires. He'd text, Dad, had to pull $320. Will replace next paycheck? He never replaced it, but whatever. Sometimes my mom used it for groceries when she miscalculated. Hannah used it once for a doctor bill, and I didn't question it because, honestly, I was tired. I also didn't watch it like a hawk because I had my own life. My job is basically being a one-woman production company. When I'm filming and editing and negotiating and trying to stay relevant in an algorithm that changes every week, the last thing I'm doing is checking an account that's supposed to sit there for emergencies. And that's the thing about being the useful kid. People get comfortable with what you provide. They stop seeing it as generosity. They start seeing it as available. Fast forward to this year. Hannah gets pregnant, and suddenly my parents are in full planning mode. There were daily conversations about baby brands, like they were buying a yacht. Mom, the stroller she wants is $900, but it's safe. Dad, the shower should be nice, it's her first baby. Hannah, I don't want cheap stuff, I want quality. That last one? She said it like she was ordering a car. Meanwhile, I was paying my own rent, my own health insurance, my own taxes, which influencers get wrecked by the way, and trying to not burn out. And I was still playing nice. I sent Hannah a pregnancy gift. A little self-care kit, lotion, cozy socks, a gift card. She texted back, Hannah, cute. Thanks. No heart emoji, no love you. Just cute. Then the baby shower happened. The one I wasn't invited to because I might overshadow the queen. I didn't bring it up after that call. I didn't want another lecture about being dramatic. I just got quiet. Then Tuesday happened. Tuesday was a normal day. I had a brand shoot in the morning and a call with an agency in the afternoon. After the call, I opened my banking app because I was checking if a payment from a sponsor had hit yet. And that's when I saw it. A withdrawal from the family account. $600. I frowned, not because $600 is unheard of, but because it was labeled like a payment app transfer. I clicked. Then I saw another. $250. Another. $1,200. My stomach did that slow drop. I scrolled. And scrolled. And scrolled. It wasn't one or two emergency withdrawals. It was a whole list. Small ones, big ones. Some on the same day. Like someone had been treating it like a personal debit card. I sat there on my couch with my laptop open and I started adding them up because my brain needed it to be a misunderstanding. You know when you're hoping the math will prove you wrong? It didn't. The total was $11,400. $11,400. I stared at that number until the screen dimmed. I remember whispering out loud, no, because who does that? Who quietly drains 11 grand from an account that isn't theirs and just continues with life? Then I saw one transaction memo that made my heart pound. It had a little note attached. Baby shower. My face went hot. I clicked into the details. More notes. Decker. Venue deposit. Dessert table. Venmo link. That's when it hit me like a brick. The baby shower I wasn't invited to. I didn't just get excluded from it. I paid for it. I called my mom first because I wanted to believe Hannah wasn't that bold. My mom didn't answer. I called again. Voicemail. So I called my dad. He picked up like nothing was happening. Dad, hey, what's up? My voice shook, which I hated. Me, I'm looking at the family account. Why is there $11,400 gone? He didn't even pause. Dad, oh. Just, oh. Me, oh. Dad, that's not oh. That's $11,000. Dad, calm down. It was for Hannah. I felt something in my chest tighten. Me, for Hannah, for what? He sighed like I was exhausting. Dad, the baby shower. She needed help. Me, so you stole it from me? Dad, it's not stealing. It's family. There it was. The family word, the magic spell that makes anything okay. Me, I wasn't invited. And I said it very clearly because I wanted him to actually hear it. Me, I was not invited to the baby shower I apparently funded. Dad's voice got sharper. Dad, this is exactly why. You make everything a problem. My hands were shaking. I wasn't yelling. I was trying so hard not to. Me, so you didn't invite me because I'd overshadow her, but you were fine with me underwriting the entire event. Dad, she's having a baby, Melissa. She deserves support. Me, then you support her. There was silence. Then he said something that basically confirmed the whole dynamic in one sentence. Dad, you have money. She has needs. I almost laughed again, but it came out as this weird breath. Me, I have money because I work. And Hannah has needs because you've taught her she can just take. Dad lowered his voice like he was warning me. Dad, don't talk about your sister like that. I could hear the TV in the background, like he was literally multitasking while I was realizing I'd been used. Me, I'm closing the account. He snapped immediately. Dad, no. Me, yes. Dad, you can't do that without talking to your mother. I stared at the ceiling. Me, watch me. I hung up. Then I called Hannah. She didn't pick up. I texted her. Me, did you take $11,400 from the family account for your baby shower? 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. Then nothing. My phone stayed silent for 20 minutes, which told me everything. Because if it was an innocent mistake, she would have called. She would have panicked. She would have said, "What are you talking about?" Instead, she went quiet, like she was waiting for my parents to handle me. And in that moment, I realized I wasn't dealing with a misunderstanding. I was dealing with a family that had quietly decided I was the house ATM. And the scariest part, they were going to keep doing it because they clearly didn't think they'd face consequences. That changed on Thursday. I found the withdrawals on Tuesday. By Wednesday morning, I had receipts, screenshots, dates, notes. I went through every transaction like I was building a case file because that's what it felt like I needed proof that I wasn't crazy. And because I know my family, if I came at them with emotions, they'd call me dramatic. So I came at them with numbers. Thursday, I drove to my parents' house, not because I wanted a heart-to-heart, because I wanted to say it to their faces. My mom opened the door, already irritated. Mom, why are you here like this? Like this, meaning with boundaries. I walked inside and saw Hannah sitting on the couch like she lived there again, holding her pregnant belly like a shield. She didn't even stand up, she just looked at me and said, Hannah, are you seriously making a scene? I laughed once. Short. Me? A scene? Hannah, you took $11,400. My dad came out of the kitchen with his arms crossed. Dad, lower your voice. Me, no. That surprised even me. The no came out clean. My mom did the fake calm thing. Mom, Melissa, we were going to talk to you. Me, when? After you drained it completely? Hannah rolled her eyes. Hannah, it's not like you were using it. My jaw actually dropped. Me? Oh my God, that's your defense? You weren't using your money, so I took it? Hannah, it was for my baby. I looked at her. Really looked. She wasn't apologetic, she wasn't embarrassed, she was annoyed I'd noticed. Me, you weren't even going to invite me. Dad stepped forward, voice firm like he was laying down the law. Dad, we already told you why. Me, because I'd overshadow her. Right. Hannah gave a tiny shrug, like, yes, and? Hannah, you have a big personality, and your followers are a lot. I blinked. Me, my followers? My mom jumped in. Mom, you know what she means. People ask questions. They take pictures. This was supposed to be special for Hannah. My hands were cold. Me, so special that I wasn't allowed to be there, but I was allowed to pay for the venue deposit. Silence. Then Hannah said it. The line that flipped a switch in my brain. Hannah, it's literally a family account. You put money in for family. I nodded slowly. Me. Okay, so let's talk about family. I pulled out my phone and read numbers out loud like I was reading a grocery list. Me. $600, Decker. $1,200 venue deposit. $450 dessert table. $980 balloon arch. $300 mosh reimbursement. Hannah's face shifted at that last one. My mom's eyes widened. Mom, what do you mean ma reimbursement? I looked right at Hannah. Me. Oh, so you didn't tell Mom everything? Hannah snapped. Hannah, it doesn't matter. It was all for the shower. Dad tried to step in again. Dad, Melissa, you're being petty. That word again. Petty. Like my money is a toy. Like my boundaries are a tantrum. I took a breath. I forced my voice to stay even. Me. This isn't about revenge. This is about closure. My mom scoffed like she hated the fact that I sounded calm. Mom. Closure? Over money? Me. Over respect. The money is just proof. I pointed at Hannah. Me, you didn't invite me because you didn't want me there. Then I pointed at my parents. Me, and you didn't tell me because you knew it was wrong. My dad's jaw tightened. Dad, we didn't want drama. I nodded. Me, then you should have stopped creating it. Hannah's voice got shrill. Hannah, you're acting like I robbed you at gunpoint. Me? You took $11,400 without asking. What do you call that? My mom stepped closer, eyes sharp. Mom, you're not going to ruin this for her. There it was. Not you're right, not we're sorry, just don't ruin it for Hannah. I looked at Hannah's belly, then at my mom, then at my dad, and I realized they weren't going to apologize, they were going to pressure me into swallowing it. So I said the thing they never expected from me. Me, the account is closed, the card is canceled, I filed a dispute. My dad's face changed instantly. Dad, you what? Hannah sat up. Hannah, you can't do that. I kept my voice calm. Me, I already did. Hannah's eyes filled with panic, and it was the first real emotion I'd seen from her. All conversation? Hannah, that money was already used. Me, then you shouldn't have used it. My mom's voice went high. Mom, Melissa, that's going to embarrass your sister. I stared at her. Me, you embarrassed me when you excluded me. You embarrassed me when you treated me like an ATM. Dad took a step toward me like he could intimidate me into undoing it. Dad, fix it. I didn't back up. Me, no. Hannah started crying fast. Not sad crying, angry crying. Hannah, you're doing this on purpose. You always have to be the victim. I felt the familiar urge to explain myself, to justify, to make them understand. But I realized something. They understood. They just didn't care. So I kept it simple. Me, I was not invited. I let it hang in the room. Me, and I won't fund things I'm not welcome at. My dad's voice went cold. Dad, after everything we've done for you. I almost smiled. Because of course he said that. Me, name one thing you've done for me that didn't come with a price tag. He didn't answer. My mom tried one more angle. Mom, you're breaking your sister's heart. I nodded once. Slow. Me. No. I'm breaking your pattern. And then I walked out. No yelling, no slamming doors. Just done. Behind me, I heard Hannah scream, Hannah, you're ruining my show or thank yous. And my dad shouted, Dad, get back here. I didn't. Because for the first time in my life, I wasn't the background character following the script they wrote. I was the one ending the scene. The fallout was immediate. Like, cartoonishly immediate. That same afternoon, my phone started lighting up. My mom first, then my dad, then Hannah, then numbers I didn't recognize, then my aunt, then my cousin. It was like someone hit the mobilize guilt button. I didn't answer. I just watched the missed calls stack. 18, 27, 41. By Friday morning, I had voicemails. My dad's was pure anger. Dad, voicemail, you need to call the bank and undo this. You're humiliating your sister. You're selfish. My mom's was the crying performance. Mom, voicemail, Melissa, please. She's pregnant. She's stressed. Do you want to be responsible if something happens? Hannah left a voicemail too, and it was the one that made my hands shake. Not because it was sad, because it was entitled. Hannah, voicemail. My maid of honor is freaking out because the Venmo is frozen and people are asking questions. Fix it. You're making me look bad. Not, I'm sorry. Not, I didn't realize. Just, fix it. Then the maid of honor called me directly. I didn't even know her well. I'd met her maybe twice. She was the kind of person who lives on bridal shower Pinterest boards. Always hosting. She called from an unknown number, and I picked up because I thought it might be my bank. Wrong. Ma. Hi, is this Melissa? Me. Yes. Ma. What is your problem? I blinked. Me. Excuse me? Ma. The Venmo link is frozen. People's thank you cards are bouncing back. Hannah is crying. I sat down on my couch. Me. I wasn't even invited. There was a pause, like she didn't compute that. Ma. That's not my issue. You can't just do that. I kept my voice flat. Me. Someone drained $11,400 from an account in my name to pay for a baby shower I wasn't invited to. Another pause. Then she said, quieter, Mo. Hannah said it was family money. I laughed, but it wasn't funny. Me. Family money that I contributed. Mo. Okay, but people already paid. Now they're asking if she scammed them. Me. Sounds like Hannah created a situation. The MOH got angry again. Mosh, you're punishing her. I breathed in, and I said the same line again, because it was the truth. Me. This isn't about revenge. This is about closure. Ma. You're insane. Me? I'm done. I hung up. Then came the texts from relatives. You know the ones. The people who don't check on you for months, but suddenly have strong opinions when you stop being convenient. Aunt Carol. Honey, this is not the time. Cousin Mike, you can't do this to Hannah, she's pregnant. Grandma. Families should forgive. Not one message said, that's a lot of money. Not one message said, are you okay? It was all, protect Hannah. Manage Melissa. I finally answered one person, my cousin Jess. She's the only one in my family who talks like a human. Jess, tell me the real story because Mom is acting weird. So I sent her screenshots. All of them, the totals, the notes. The baby shower label. She replied with one text, Jess, oh my God. Then, Jess, you weren't invited? Then, Jess, they're actually insane. That was the first time I felt like I wasn't floating alone in space. The bank process wasn't instant, but the immediate consequences were. The card was canceled. The account was closed. The dispute was filed, and suddenly, the whole little bubble Hannah lived in started popping. The venue needed final payment. The dessert table vendor wanted their money. The Mach couldn't access the link she'd been using for gift pooling. And apparently, Hannah had already started sending digital thank you notes with a link attached. That link? Frozen. So guests started texting her like, hey, is your payment app down? Did you block me? Is this a scam? Hannah called me again, and this time I picked up because I wanted to hear if she had learned anything. She hadn't. Hannah, what did you do? Me. I protected myself. Hannah, you're ruining everything. Me. I didn't take the money, you did. She started crying again. Hannah, you're jealous. That one made me pause. Because it was so... Hannah, so convinced the world revolves around her. Me. Jealous of what? Being excluded from a party I paid for? She sniffed. Hannah, you always want attention. I kept my voice calm, almost bored. Me. I wanted basic respect. Then she hit me with the line that made it clear she really believed she was entitled to me. Hannah, you have followers. You make money off posting. It's not even hard. I felt my throat tighten, not because it hurt, because it was insane. Me, do you think money isn't real if I earned it differently than you? Hannah, I'm saying you're not struggling like me. I laughed. Me, Hannah, you're not struggling, you're spoiled. She gasped like I slapped her. Hannah, wow. Me, you stole from me. Hannah, it was for the baby. Me, then ask the baby's father. Ask mom and dad. Ask your guests. Ask literally anyone else. Silence. Because that's the thing. Asking people means they can say no. Taking from me meant she didn't have to risk rejection. My dad texted later. Dad, we can work something out. Just reopen it. I replied. Me, no. Mom tried softer. Mom, we didn't want you to feel left out. I stared at that message. They didn't want me to feel left out, so they left me out. And took my money. I didn't respond. And for the first time, my life got quieter. Not because they stopped calling, they didn't, but because I stopped participating. I muted the group chat. I stopped checking messages. I let the missed calls stack without that old panic in my chest. And in that quiet, I started doing something I hadn't done in years. I started building a life that didn't revolve around their needs. I changed my passwords. I separated my finances completely. I set up a new savings account that only I could access. I called my bank and asked them to flag any future attempts from those authorized users. And then I did something that felt small but huge. I blocked Hannah. Not dramatically, not with a public post, not with a rant. Just blocked. And it was like my phone became my phone again. Not a leash. It's been a few weeks now. The dispute is still being processed, but the bigger thing already happened. My family finally met a version of me that doesn't fold. They tried everything first. Anger, guilt, pregnancy tears. Family is family. Then they tried to pretend it didn't happen. My mom sent me a picture of a random sunset with, "Mom, thinking of you." Like that fixes $11,400 and a lifetime of being treated like a resource. My dad sent, "Dad, when are you coming by?" No apology, no acknowledgement, just expectation. And Hannah had a friend message me on Instagram, which was honestly my favorite part, because it was so on brand. Her friend wrote, "Hey girl, Hannah's really stressed. Can you just help her out? It's for the baby." I replied, "I already helped $11,400 worth." Then I blocked her too. Here's what I learned. If you're the useful one, people will call you selfish the second you stop being useful. They don't miss you. They miss what you provided. And I used to confuse that with love. I don't anymore. Now, my boundary is simple. I don't pay for places I'm not welcome. I don't fund people who don't respect me. And I don't stay in roles that require me to shrink so someone else can shine. I'm not doing this to punish Hannah. This isn't revenge. It really is closure. Because closure isn't them finally understand. Closure is me finally accepting that they might never understand and choosing myself anyway. And honestly, my life feels lighter. Not perfect, but lighter. Like I finally stopped carrying a family that was never carrying me back.